rise with the sun when the bell starts screaming. Tickers on fire, got the whole screen gleaming. Boots on the desk, whiskey straight in my cup. I short these stocks till the debt piles up. You bet the farm on a penny stock prayer. I hedge my bets like a billionaire. No time for dreams, I just cash them in. Every dumb fool's got a lesson to spin. They max their leverage, now they're on their knees. Bag holding hope like it's a disease. They diamond hand while I couldn't run. Laughing my ass off while counting my funds. They play the game like a Vegas drunk. I play it smart while they go bankrupt. I'm a NASDAQ cowboy riding the tape. Sell side suckers get stuck in the wake. Leverage too high, that's a great mistake. I cut my losses while they hit the brakes. NASDAQ cowboy, king of the trade. Stacking up green while they dig their graves. Through the dust, through the dips. I'm the best fucking trader this side of the mist. Ain't got a lasso, just a keyboard click. Lock in my profits, then I hit the bricks. Charts don't lie, but the fools still do. Sitting in red while I buy what's blue. You hold through pain, I hold through gain. Sipping my bourbon while counting remains. You're praying for moons, I'm calling the crash. You ride in the coffin, I'm driving the cash. The suits get margin calls, cry to the feds. I print my money while they count their debts. They huddle and cope, I just reload. You're down bad, I'm on beast mode. They played for love, I played for blood. A vulture feasting when the market floods. I'm a NASDAQ cowboy riding the tape. Sell side suckers get stuck in the wake. Leverage too high, that's a great mistake. I cut my losses while they hit the brakes. NASDAQ cowboy, king of the trade. Stacking up green while they dig their graves. Through the dust, through the dips. I'm the best fucking trader this side of the mist. Through the dips, I'm the best fucking trader this side of the mist.
Oh brother, oh brother, oh brother, oh brother. Welcome back to another episode of Whoa, are you guys getting this tune? Oh, hello, checking. Whoa, cat. Hey, what are you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Kohrs on the Cob, where I'm Kohrs and you're the Cob. And maybe today, instead of just jamming out to some music, we're also going to be doing a little bit of NASDAQ cowboy type of stuff. What are you doing? Just chill. You've been here before. You know how to do this. Folks, I hope you're having a great day. Oh, dude, we got a live one. We got a live one. She's feisty this morning. She's definitely a little feisty this morning. She would rather we not work today. She's all 100% in play mode. But hey, that's what happens when you start jamming out to Kohrs on the Cob so early in the morning. I'm beyond excited to announce that when my financial show content career absolutely plummets and I blow out my accounts and I look for the next thing, I will be touring the U.S. on the official Kohrs on the Cob tour. So I hope to see you guys there. Don't forget to bring your own corn. It'll be a fun time. It'll be an absolutely baller of a time, if you will. We're going to get all buttered up, if you know what I mean. So anyway, it is a beautiful Wednesday, February the 5th. It's only Wednesday? Dude, I felt like it's been Friday all week. Is this the slowest week ever? It's only Wednesday? Gun to my head yesterday, I would have guaranteed you it was already Thursday. So that means yesterday when I thought it was Thursday, it was only Tuesday? What are we doing, team? What is going on this week that it's taken so freaking long? Wow. All right. I guess it's Wednesday. If you believe in the linear nature of time, I'm not saying that I do, and I'm not saying that you should, but obviously society is pushing that upon us, the linear nature of time on top of the Gregorian calendar. Don't get me started on that. So anyway, I got to get you guys ready for the day. We have a little bit of political drama to go over, and then from there, we're going to be going a little bit into the overall market. We have some economic updates, but really, I want to not only go over all the earnings news we heard from so many. Well, I have like 18 different tabs open from all the earnings we have to get into. Obviously, the big ones are AMD and Google reporting last night. Not doing so bueno. But we also had Snapchat, Chipotle early this morning. We had Disney. We had Uber. I have some updates on you related to Apple. And then I really want to spend the portion of the prep show right before market open, getting you I want to give you some stats, facts, and figures for the day. So, I mean, yesterday, if you were here, you know that we called out all the levels pretty much perfectly. So I want to do that again today. But more importantly than just spoon feeding you these levels, I actually want to teach you how I come up with these levels. So we're going to do a little bit more of an education one, like as we're going right into market open, because of the saying, hey, you give a man a fish, he could eat for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, he could eat for the rest of your life. And folks, you never know when I'm going to officially go on the Kohrs on the Cobb tour. So I need to teach you guys how to fish now. And hopefully I'll see you on the Mississippi myself. So with that being said, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. I know it's annoying to remind you, but it really does help me. So if you guys are in here right now, smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, drop a good morning in chat. All that engagement really does get this video, the show, the stream served to other people on both Rumble and on YouTube. So if you enjoyed this content, I'm not going to ask you for anything, but I will ask you to just smash the like button, say good morning to someone, wave to your favorite friend in chat. Don't forget to subscribe. And with that being said, let's get going. Stock futures fall as Alphabet and AMD drop after earnings. So here's a little looky-see at the market. The SPY puked all the way until about 5 in the morning, and now we're bouncing back. Same thing in the Qs. Tesla coming down a little bit. I'll show you Google here, down about 7.5%. The TLDR here is, in my humble opinion, this is a dramatic overreaction. But one thing they did announce ended up being really good for Broadcom, AVGO, which is up a nice 4% in pre-market trading. And then AMD also getting hit down about 9.8%. This one seems a little bit more reasonable in my mind. Now, I want to clarify, all of these companies, especially AMD, I still actually like these as long-term investments. And I'll be looking just for certain bottoming signals to potentially add them to my long-term account. But right now in the short term, obviously they're getting very, very beat up. So before we get into all that, let me first do the political drama. Trump says U.S. will, quote unquote, take over Gaza to develop it, and the Palestinians should leave. So this was some wild statements that we got yesterday when the president of the United States met with the president of Israel, Netanyahu, I believe is how you say his name. I'm probably butchering it. My apologies.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, level the site and get rid of the destroyed buildings, level it out, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area. Do a real job, do something different. Just can't go back. If you go back, it's going to end up the same way it has for 100 years. I'm hopeful that this ceasefire could be the beginning of a larger and more enduring peace that will end the bloodshed and killing once and for all. With the same goal in mind, my administration has been moving quickly to restore trust in the alliance and rebuild American strength throughout the region. And we've really done that. We're a respected nation again. A lot's happened in the last couple of weeks. We are actually a very respected nation again.
So that was the hot political drama news coming out yesterday. Obviously, some people were pretty angry about it. Seems like when the U.S. is involved in the Middle East there, we can't do anything right no matter what you do. Anyone paying attention to it sounds like 50% like it, 50% get pissed off. So I just wanted to share that with you because, once again, this is potentially stoking some tensions, and God forbid the tensions boil over. Remember, in this particular region, there are not only a lot of oil reserves, but there's a lot of shipping routes. So this could become a bigger issue. So I just want to cover it for right now, just in case it does really scale up in intensity. It could have a clear impact on various markets, but namely the energy market. And obviously, we should just know about it to be, I don't know, good global citizens that, yeah, stuff is going down. So just wanted to quickly share that with you. The other update I wanted to give you is all this drama around U.S. aid. It seems like there's one camp that absolutely loves that this organization is gone. And then there's another camp that thinks this is the worst thing ever and all this stuff of we didn't elect Elon Musk in. And I get that. Once again, this is very divisive, and I just wanted to share one thing with you. This tweet from Libs of TikTok, I believe, is the Twitter account, but obviously it's a TikTok account as well, of just where our taxpayer money goes. Because whenever I personally see things like this, and I'm in the New York area, so my taxes are crazy high, but my justification for it is, oh, as long as they're going to a good thing, whatever, that's the cost of living in the best country in the world. It turns out a lot of our money has not been going to a good thing. $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes, $2 million promoting tourism to Lebanon, $20 million for a Sesame Street show in Iraq. What? Sending Ukrainians to Paris Fashion Week. 1.5 million to DEI in Serbia. 70,000 for a DEI musical in Ireland. 47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. 32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. 2 million for sex changes in Guatemala. 6 million for tourism in Egypt. 1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan. Where is this place? What is this real? Are they just making up places at this point? It's in Asia. It's, I guess, right above Afghanistan. Never heard of it before. For my knowledge of the world, this country could have been made yesterday. And I've been like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Anyway, we gave them 1 million to help disabled people become climate leaders, and then 15 million for contraceptives and condoms in the Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. So there's some of our tax dollars that it feels like maybe it's just, when I see numbers like this, if I had to psychologically unpack why I have such a negative response, it's not even necessarily like I feel like they're wasting my money. I find it to be completely heartbreaking. I go out on the streets in New York, and the amount of people who, a lot of them seem to be vets, I don't know the percentage, but I would say a lot of them are our own vets who are literally now just like homeless. They're just straight up homeless, sitting on the streets of New York, like just freezing to death. I'm sure they have a whole host of physical issues, mental issues, but my point is, like, this is our own house. This is our own fucking house that we can't do shit with. And then all of a sudden, we're finding millions and millions of dollars that we need to, I guess, do sex changes in Guatemala. Like, it just seems like if everything was running perfectly and we just had a utopia and we were crushing it, and this is, hey, we have so much money and we're doing well. Okay, cool. But I don't think we should be cleaning up other houses before our house, which is clearly in disarray right now. Like, I don't understand how we're in this position to piss away all this money when we have people who literally fought for this country begging for assistance. Like, dude, hey, I defended everything that the U.S. stands for. I was injured in the process. I need help now. And this is just one example of other things. They don't even necessarily have to be vets. They're just our citizens. They're our people. It's our tribe. I just don't get it. I don't understand this whatsoever. If we want to do this type of thing, and we're already crushing it, and we don't have a host of our own major glaring issues, have at it. Cool, let's do it then. But the fact that I could go outside right now and within 10 minutes probably find 50 different homeless people who very much need help, and that's just here in my multi-block area, that's insane to me. absolutely insane to me. So just wanted to share some of the drama going on with USAID. And now let's bring it back directly to the market. So early this morning, we got the ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15, coming in a bit higher than expected. And obviously the market liked it because right around 8:15 right here is where we started to get a bit of a pop right here at 8:15. That was from, once again, the ADP non-farm employment change for January coming in higher than expected. I do want to let you know that at 9:45, or is this 10 a.m. So at 9:45, we're going to get the global services PMI. And then at 10 a.m., we're going to get the ISM non-manufacturing PMI and prices. And then at 10:30, we're getting crude oil inventory. So market opens at 9:30. We have a report at 9:45. We have more reports at 10 a.m. That's for today. Tomorrow's the normal initial jobless claims. And then Friday's the big macroeconomic report, the data report day of the week. We get the unemployment report once again an hour before the market opens. We will be streaming that day early, just so everyone knows. World's demand for gold hit another record high last year. Appetite for the bullion in 2025 remains firm. I'm bringing this up because we all know really that gold is thought to be a safe haven, and it tells you something about how we're going when the safe haven product is hitting a new all-time high. So gold, if you've been trading GC on the futures market, if you've been trading GLD, or if you're one of those people that literally just have physical gold in your safe, congrats to you because it just hit a new all-time high. But remember what that says about our overall market. Right now, vol is holding at a decent level, but makes you wonder if something is brewing underneath. So just quickly wanted to cover that. And now let's turn our attention to individual stocks. So we are in earnings season. Yesterday, we had AMD, Alphabet not doing so well. That's why things took a hit. Snapchat and Chipotle early this morning. Uber, Walt Disney, Novo Nordisk after the market closes today. Ford, Qualcomm later on this week. Really tomorrow, Amazon's the big one, but I know some of you are paying attention to Peloton, Roblox, Affirm, Cloudflare, Pinterest. So just wanted to call all those out for you. But let me give you that quick recap. Alphabet shares drop as much as 9% on revenue miss, soaring AI investments. So their CapEx, these investments were huge, and obviously one of the big beneficiaries, for at least perceived beneficiaries of this CapEx expenditure growth, how much money they're going to be investing into AI, is Broadcom, which is currently up 4.4%. But I also want to talk on this like missed revenue. They missed revenue by 0.1%, by 0.1%. And the market, this is just such a dramatic overreaction in my opinion. It really is. Like, they barely missed. I think the market is, if anything, they're like, okay, maybe it's a miss. And then the robots reacted to that and they started selling. And then on top of the new China news where they're investigating Google for antitrust, even though that the Google search engine hasn't even been allowed to be used in China since 2014. To me, this has the telltale signs of a clear and dramatic overreaction. But once again, that's just one degenerate's opinion. So please do your own research on that. AMD reports profit beat, but misses on data center revenue. AMD reported better than expected revenue and profit on Tuesday. Data center sales nearly doubled in 2024, but still fell short of estimates. They doubled last year, and that was still short of estimates. So are things still trending in a strong direction in the world of data centers, AI, high compute gaming, crypto, like this whole AI revolution? 100%. It's just Wall Street obviously had loftier targets. Snap shares soar on better than expected profit and revenue. This is just a classic ads-based business. We kind of like, it's not exactly the same, but we know it's going to be highly correlated with the success of the ad business of Meta. Meta beat on theirs. Not that crazy that Snapchat beat on theirs. Chipotle earnings beat estimates, but stock falls on weak same-store sales forecasts. They also started to talk shit on avocados in Mexico. I don't know if any of you guys listened to the call yesterday, but it was funny. The CEO, he's like, just so you guys know, we don't even get half of our avocados from Mexico. And he just like interjected it. I thought it was kind of funny. So just wanted to let you know that apparently Chipotle, they're not completely reliant on Mexico. 50% still quite a bit, but it's not like they get all their avocados from Mexico. So just a little bit of commentary on the one-day trade war that obviously kind of became nothing. That brings us to this morning. Disney tops quarterly profit estimates, but starts to lose Disney Plus streaming subscribers. No shit. Disney Plus sucks, dude. When's the last time they added anything that you're like, oh no, I gotta watch that? I don't even know the last time I opened the Disney Plus app. And we also know that Netflix, which was for a year or two there because I would say a lack of quality content, was taking a bit of a hit. But if you look at the numbers from Comcast, particularly Peacock, and then also specifically Netflix, they are eating up the streaming world. Disney Plus is clearly faltering. Uber beats fourth quarter revenue expectations, but offers soft guidance, pretty much the same that we saw from Lyft, so not that big of a surprise. Now, this isn't really earnings, but it will impact individual companies. China weighs probe into Apple's App Store fees and practices. So China is doing what it just did. They said, okay, what is an absolutely gigantic U.S. company that we can announce a probe into and potentially hurt the market? They did that yesterday. They did it with Google, even though Google doesn't really do much in China. And you know what they do a little bit later? The exact same thing with Apple. China weighs probe into Apple. They're literally, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to start calling out who's next. Microsoft. I feel like they're just going down the list of large tech players, large stocks within the US, and they're like, okay, can we announce something just to generate some negative news? And I think as soon as this kind of cold trade war with China ends, we are expecting a call, quote unquote, soon. That's what it's being reported, but Trump is in no rush to take care of this call. So at one point yesterday, we were told it's going to happen. Then Peter Navarro at a Politico event said, hey, it's going to happen today. And then the White House said, are you stupid, Pete? It's not happening today. And then when Trump was asked about it later in the day, he said, yeah, it's going to happen. I'm not in a rush to do it. So it's going to happen when it happens. In the meantime, China seems to be using this as their tactic. They're like Oprah, just giving out probes here, probes there. I have a sneaky suspicion that as soon as this trade war with China ends, that all these probes are also going to magically go away. So something to pay attention to. Apple shares fall 3% in pre-market after China reportedly considers probe into App Store practices. Okay. I guess we'll just wait and see how that one really plays out. So just wanted to share all that with you. Now, very quickly, don't forget to sign up for the newsletter, MattKohrs.locals.com. This is completely free. I give you a lot of great information, and I do want to bring your attention to today, Wednesday, February the 5th. Historically, over the past 27 years, the Bulls have only won this day 41% of the time, which means the Bears have won it 59%. So a slight edge to the Bears. The bias leaning bearish, but it's not the most bearish we've seen. Now, if you want to go from a member to a supporter, which is a premium member, you could do so for free with the promo code Goonie, and then that will give you access to the Goonie Trading Discord, where myself and a lot of other traders in there day in, day out, talking about the markets, talking about the breaking news, trying to come up with a couple extra ways to make a few extra tendies. So Turnaround Tuesday, that is a classic trade setup that I like to take all the time. So yesterday I took a bullish position because Monday was so bearish, and there's well-known stats around being a bullish turnaround on Tuesday if Monday is really bad. So Piper around 10:05 in the morning fired off with a bullish signal, 4 out of 5 confidence, which is a 2x multiple. That for per $326 capital requirement, that's a minimum money you would have needed for this, both the put credit spread and for the SPY and the Q put credit spread. That returned $74. Obviously, you could scale it up. I ended up trading it via SPX, as I always do. Right here, you could see I got in at 10:07, got out at 1:05, took about 65% of the credit from $1 down to 35, which means I made a nice 3.2K. So if you're interested in that type of stuff, private lectures, and really just being surrounded by an awesome community, that's exactly what the Discord is for. So just wanted to call that out. Now let me get you guys prepped up for the day. This is going to be the important thing, and I have exactly 10 minutes. So let me tell you, not just, random vibes here, there, that type of thing. Let me give you the actual facts, stats, and figures where you can create your own trading plan. So the first thing I would do is look at where we are on the daily chart. And right now we have lower highs. We kind of have higher lows. We're right above the 50 EMA. So this is consolidation slightly favoring the bulls. That is just my generic daily chart type of review. And the first thing I'll be looking for today is a break above 602.30 or below 597.28. And I'll be explaining why that's important in a second. But with the Qs, same thing. I see lower highs. I see higher lows, but the EMA cloud is still green. So it's a consolidation with a slight favoring of the bull case. So that's, once again, how I just generically look at this. We're not going to talk much about the small cap sector. So for right now, for my morning prep, let's just get prepped with the overall market, the SPY, the Qs, and a little bit later, we can get into individual equities. So that's where I would start off. Then from there, I start to develop a little bit of a key trading plan, and there's various things I get into. First, I want to see the major players of the day. The major players of the day is reverse Captain Condor. Instead of doing credit spreads, once again, this player is executing debit spreads, calling out 6055 and calling out 6,000 flat. So I say, okay, we're going to go mark those out and understand what could be happening there. We also know that if you just look at the flow, I'm getting some of this information from SpotGamma. I'm getting some of it from GexBot, but we also know that yesterday's close is a pretty important level. As of right now, we are slated to open around 6,018, which is right around here, 6,018, roughly where my cursor is. So the key levels are here. Big support at 6,000. Profit target number one to the upside for the bull camp would be yesterday's close. And then above that, we have the other major level from just the inverse Captain Condor, which is 6,055. So we're, once again, just to recap, we're scheduled to open here, bullish target 1, bullish target 2, bearish target 1. And then if we get past these, like the Captain Condor levels, I think then we could be, like if there's like a breakout, like if we have a big range day, 6,100 to the upside or potentially 5,925 to the downside. I do want to clarify, it is with high likelihood that we close within this, but it's good to be prepared. You always want to have your bull case, your bear case, and like you want to have your higher probability bull and bear case, and then also more of your like extreme reach one, just in case it ends up becoming a big reach day. So those are these levels: profit target 1, 2, profit target 1, and then if that breaks, we could go, but also if this breaks, we could go. So these are the major levels. Once again, getting all of these from just what I'm seeing on SpotGamma and what I'm seeing on the tools like GexBot and Gamma Lab. So from there, then we want to dive into some of the numbers of like, okay, like if we start to break out or break down, and that's where I need to bring your attention to Edgeful. And first of all, shout out to Edgeful, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. I do want to clarify right here, as you can see, you can get this for free. FREE, a free 1-week trial. If you're watching this right now, don't trade from your gut. You don't have a good sense of like, oh, it's going up, it's going down. This is why over 95% of retail traders end up failing, is because they're not trading with the actual numbers supporting them. It's akin to playing blackjack or poker, but not knowing the rules, not knowing what's good or what's bad, and just randomly firing from the hip. It's tools such as Edgeful that give you, exactly from its name, an edge. And I'm telling you folks, you can most likely, if you're really taking this seriously, I wholeheartedly believe you can pay off your subscription while still in the free trial. So anyway, this is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video if you want to check it out, but let me show you how I use it. Let me go kind of through my game plan. So I look at the daily chart. Then I look at the key levels for the day, and then I want to remind myself of where we are in the overall situation. So the first thing I do is come to seasonality, and you can use various other things. I'll just use the SPY as an example, but you could obviously use what you would prefer. So I'm looking at the SPY, I'm looking at seasonality the past 3 years. Right now, the monthly, February is a scratch month over the past 3 years. But then if we look at the weekly, actually just because we're on seasonality, let's add even more time to it. You can see, even though February does favor the bears over the past 5 years, we see that the first week is slightly for the bulls. So I want to clarify, it's these upcoming weeks that are a bit more bearish. So that's my first just like reasonable test. The next thing I do is I go the biggest time frame. I look at the stats from the previous week range, and I find this interesting. So if you want to know what the previous week range is on the SPY, basically it's the odds, stats, facts, and figures related to breaking above the high and breaking below the low of the previous week. So the high and the low of last week is 609.96 and the low is 594.64. As you can see, yesterday, to kick off the week, we did break below the low. So now let's dive into the odds surrounding that. And this thing right away, I find this to be interesting. So broke both previous week high and low. So we already broke the low. That happened yesterday. We already went below 594.64. So now the question is, what are the odds of us going above 609.96, aka a double break because we broke the low? Is it possible in 1 week to break the low and the high? Of course it's possible, but let's actually get the odds of around that. And we can see right here, the odds are actually only 12.3%. So 1 in 8 chances of like when you break one, it actually breaks the other. So right away, we're not really seeing the highest odds setup for breaking last week's high. It does happen, but it happens about 12% of the time. So that's on the week's range. Now, the next thing I'm going to be looking at is the day's range. So we're going to see this 602.30 and 597.28. That is yesterday's high and low. And this is one of my favorite trades. Definitely listen up to this part. These are the odds of if you break above the high or the low of the previous day. So I'm on the weekly here. Let's go look at the daily, and let me clean this up a little bit. Let's get rid of these just to not confuse anyone. So the blue line's on the screen right now, 602.30, 597.28, the high and the low from yesterday. So we want to look at the odds of what can we discern if we break above that high or break below that low. Like, what are the actual odds of that? And this is, like I said, probably my favorite trade off of Edgeful. If you break above the high, there's a 77% chance that you will close above the previous close. So if I were to show you the previous close right there, 601 right here, 601.78. That's where we closed yesterday. If we at any point in today's trading session break above 602.30, there is a 77% chance we close above 601.78, which for those of you who are premium sellers, that is a perfect setup. And then obviously we have the data for if we break below the low. If we break below the low, there's a 76% chance right here, 76% chance. So if we break below 597.28, there is a 76% chance that we close the day out below 601.78. So in this one, just because of how high the close was, I'm kind of a little bit more interested in the bull case for today, but I just wanted to give you the actual odds. And right now I'm measuring it from close to close, but they just added a new customization in that we can actually do the exact same stats, but based off where we open. So this is just another way to sell premium. So the odds are going to change a little bit because we're no longer comparing it to do we close above or below 601.78. We're going to compare to wherever we open. So this is like probably the third step where I'm like, okay, I want to know our opening value. And then I know we have a 66% chance and a 64% chance. So you have a 2 in 3 chance when you break the previous high or low to know where you're going to close relative to that trading session's open. So I'll check that. So we went over seasonality. Then I look at the weeks range. Then I look at the day range. And then from there, I do check gap fill. But if you look at, we're not gapping today. We're not opening above or below. So the gap fill on both the SPY and the Qs would be null and void today because there's not a gap. So I would skip over gap fill. And then we get into the actual market open. And then this is where it gets really, really interesting. So you could look at what's referred to as the opening range breakout. And obviously with various customizations, if you want to look at the opening range of the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15, 20, 25, 30, obviously, do whatever you like best. I prefer looking at the 30. Sometimes I'll also check the 15 in the hour. But right now, just for like explanation, I'm looking at the 30-minute. So you get the odds of breaking to the upside, to the downside right here. What I find interesting, the stat that really jumps out to me is if you break to the upside or to the downside on the 30-minute chart, there is a 50-50 shot that you actually touch the other side. So picture the first 30-minute bar. If you break either bullishly to the upside or bearishly to the downside, even on all those days that you break either up or down, there's a 50% shot, a 48% shot. We'll just round up for the point of this. There's a 50% shot that you actually at some point in the trading session touch the other side. So these are just, I don't know. I think a lot of the times people get like all caught up on that short-term momentum. But when you have these types of odds, it really is much more insightful. And what's super cool about this on Edgeful is as you set up all these things you care about, you can see what's currently in play. So right here, Orbo 50 minutes, initial balance, which is the Orbo for the 60 minutes, previous day's range. It tells you where you currently are and what in the world's going on. Absolutely love it. Huge fan of it. And this is what we're going to watch throughout the day to see if we can use this information to create a high odds, low risk trade, making some good decisions and ideally making some tendies. So we're going to see how this plays out. And on that particular note, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right. Broadcom up 3%, but getting smoked out of the gate. So as I alluded to, just to really be using these odds to the best of our ability, we're going to be looking, the first thing we're looking for is the break above 602.30 or the break below 597.28. So if that happens early, great. But Other than that, the first thing we're going to be checking out is the first 15-minute orbital, but I'm still a little bit of a bigger fan of the 30-minute orbital. But how cool is this? That it just is telling you, okay, is it going? Is it not going? So once again, if you want to try this out for today, you can easily do so, and it's not going to cost you a dime, folks. It's not going to cost you a dime. All you have to do is check this out right here. Start a free trial. Use the thing pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. That's how you get the free trial. You can track this with me, and if you like it, great, stick around. And if it's not for you, just make sure to cancel. Like if it's one of those things that's not necessarily improving your trading, completely understand. You have to find what works for you. But regardless of what you're finding that does or doesn't work for you, I beg you, I absolutely beg you that you make sure it's grounded in actual stats, facts, and figures. Doing this for years, talking to so many different retail traders, the biggest issue that I am seeing is that people aren't basing their trades on anything beyond gut feel. They're not looking at breakouts and breakdowns and the stats related to it. They're not looking at the strong in the weekdays, of the week or even of the month. They're not looking at options flow. They're not looking at the delta setup, the gamma setup. It's just purely guessing. You got to develop something that's a little bit more like, I guess, objective that you can measure. So that gives you the opportunity to kind of update XYZ to see if you can improve or if maybe that wasn't the best move. But regardless, you have to be basing it off of something that is actually measurable rather than just random ass gut feels. Random ass gut feels. That is not what ends well. I'm promising you, it does not end well. You are going to have a very, very tough time being a consistent, profitable trader if, once again, you're just basing it off your gut. This is exactly why over 95% of retail traders end up worse off than when they started. That's exactly 100% why. I want to watch Broadcom today. NVIDIA is having a good day. We could look at Tesla. Oh, I should also clarify, I did this with the SPY. You could do it with anyone. If you're like, no, I just really love trading Tesla, you could look at all the stats, facts, and figures for Tesla. That's completely possible. I want to change this one. So we're waiting for the 15-minute gap fill, gap size, gap down. Okay, so this one, I must have set mine to be relative to the close. Bias bullish, gap not filled. So we could watch for that one. Initial opening candle, continuation. It is bullish if the opening session is. Generally, you just get follow through. No, we don't have an outside day, power hour breakout. There are interesting stats related to power hour that I found from Edgeful. The TLDR there is it's actually very rare to make a new high or new low, even though we're thought that power hours worth the stuff gets nuts. The recent stats actually suggest a little bit of price reversals in power hour. So just wanted to share that. Cool. All right. So we just need to let some time play out. I'll show you the current options flow. The S&P 500 complex, which is on the screen right now, the delta flow is pretty strong. And the Mag 7, we popped, data was lost, and then we're right here. I will show you this just because we have all those key levels. Here's the S&P 500 index. Remember, if you are bullish, first upside profit target is 6,037.5, which is yesterday's closing bout. This is bullish target number one. This is bullish target number two. Now, obviously, if we get rejected or if we don't even get there, the bearish target number one would actually be all the way down here at 6,000. These are just where we can see some key players really engaging in the market today. So bullish target number one, bullish target number two, and then obviously bearish target number one, bearish target number two is all the way down here. There's really not much support below 6,000. I know that bullish target number two is like relatively close to the first one, and then yet the bearish target's really far away. The reason for that is because there's nothing going on below 6,000. Like there's just no support there. So if it does get hit, if we breach 6,000 and it doesn't hold, like it's one thing if you go down for like a couple points and it tries to fight it back, but dude, it could get bad if we do not. If we break 6,000 and do not recover, it could get brutal. So be prepared for that. I don't think that's the likely case, but it's something to consider. All right. I do see options flow picking up. Oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? I do like, so let me just do a quick sanity check. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. This is seemingly wanting to pick up. I think I might take this because I do like, yeah, I do like it. All right. We're giving it a whirl.
Submitted.
We're giving it a whirl. All right, moving my stop up right away. I'm starting to use 25. Okay. The major thing I care about on the screen right now is not necessarily the profit target. It's this stop loss that I just kind of want to keep moving it up if price does move in my favor. I'm trading a little bit early today, but the reason I'm doing it is, first of all, I saw this great options flow. So if there's like a pop, I want to take advantage of it. I see bullishness ever since 933 on the Mag 7. I see bullishness out of the gate on the SPY. So I like the flow. I'm checking the 5-minute, the 10-minute, the 30-minute, all bullish, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, all bullish. So I'm looking at price action. I am looking at the options flow. And then also I know that I have this upside target here around 6,037, which I know that there's high odds we end up getting this push all the way up, which is about another 12 points. So that's the reason behind it. But even if you have a lot of things like aligned in your trade, you still got to protect yourself, which is exactly why I put this stop right here. So I arbitrarily have this profit target up just because it's up. I'm doing an order cancels order, but the main order that like I'm paying attention to is following this price action with my stop. So right now I'm in at 67. I'm currently risking 15. If that hits, it sucks, but that's also just trading. Sometimes you have to deal with it. But I do believe I am on the right side of the trend right now. I'm just basically praying that the trend doesn't randomly reverse. In terms of a call out, I do want to put on everyone's mind that we have a report at 9:45, and then there's more reports also at 10 a.m. So I just wanted to put that on everyone's radar. But let me do some quick math. I'd need to do the math of what my max profit target should be. Okay, I need to move this one down a little bit. Now, this isn't necessarily what I'm going for. That's just my max profit. Just the max profit. So as in what I'm trying to say is if the market turns before we get all the way up here, okay, that's just life and I'm going to have to deal with it. But my major goal is to actually just keep moving my stop. So I'm in at 67, and as I've done on Friday of last week and then the past 2 days, I'm trying to have my fourth good, reasonable, disciplined following day, like in a row. And really what I'm leveraging right now is I know these odds. The odds of the SPY gap fill. And this isn't a gap from opening above the high or the low. I changed this up where I just want to know if we change from the close, what's the chance of trading into the close value from the recent day? And that is 6,037.5 on SPX, and on SPY, it is 601, like 80, 601, I don't know, whatever the close was from yesterday. I have it marked out right here. It is 601.78. So I know the odds of that play are high. Once again, getting the stats right from Edgeful. So when I put that Bayesian probability together with this options flow on the Mag 7 and SPX with the price flow, it's just I'm putting many things in my favor. Now, even with a lot of things in your favor, it's not a guarantee because we could get a random tweet from the president. We could get a random update. So that's why, even though I like the chances of this trade, I'm always protecting my downside because, yeah, there's random flukes. Sometimes we just get something happening. And that's the beautiful thing about trading futures is if you are unfortunately wrong, there's no pattern day trading. Like it's always just about protecting your risk. Because if you get busted up, it's okay. Just don't let it get out of hand because you don't have to like hold on to a bad trade too long worrying about pattern day trading. You don't have to do that whatsoever. So right now I'm roughly break even. And the major thing I care about is obviously just continuing to move this up and up and up. But we'll see. I'm risking about 40 points right now. So that's about $800. But I started off at 15, moved up 10. So instead of risking 1,000, I'm now risking 800. So as the play goes on and as I get more and more of a push into my favor, I'm just going to keep moving that up and up and up. The one thing I'm a little bit iffy about right here on this trade, to be completely honest with all of you, is I know sometimes the market really likes to reevaluate or like kind of tap off of VWAP, the value weighted average price, which is currently at 27 and my stop's at 23. Sometimes there's like just slight little overshoots of it and then it bounces right from there. So I'm a bit nervous about the fact that what if the market really is just like, what if this is where the sellers are targeting this? What if this is where the buyers are buying? And I just get unfortunately wicked out and then it goes in my favor. So that's one thing that I'm trying to be attentive to. But if I wanted, I could just be really aggressive. If I'm worried about that, instead of taking on this risk, I could just be super aggressive and move my stop up even. You know what? That's what I'm going to do today. You know, talking about risk management and all that, boom, I'm moving it up because if it does come all the way down here, I don't mind getting stopped out because if it breaks down, great. I'm happy I was out of it early. And then if it is bouncing around there, I could get a better fill anyway. So I'm moving my stop up even more aggressively, currently risking about 27 points, which is around $500. And if you've ever traded futures before, you know that a $500 hit is very easy to recover from. So I guess instead of talking the talk, I'm going to walk the walk with all of you guys watching right now. I'm just aggressively moving my stop up, just aggressively moving it up. And we'll see if I feel like I'm reading the situation well. 5 minute, 10 minute. Yeah. 5, 10, 30. Okay. I feel like I'm reading it well. Not the biggest fan of this right here, of this pullback. How's the options flow looking? We're tilting a little bit. This is why price is coming down. It's actually coming for me. It's coming for me. I'd feel way more comfortable in this situation if we can break this down sloping trend line. I'd feel way more comfortable. Come on, let's break that trend line. We do have that report coming out in about a minute. About a minute and a half. We have about 90 seconds until that report comes out. So I'm hoping that I just don't get wicked out. Like, knowing my luck, it's going to like just come down and then rip from there. And that happens. It really does. But it's still better for that to happen rather than you not have a stop. It dumps and then keeps going and going and going. Folks, small paper cut losses are survivable. You will be fine with paper cut losses. What you're not going to be fine with is those like mega hits to your account. That's what you have to be concerned about. As a trader, you're not the guy slinging for big profits. If that happens, it happens. But really, as a trader, your job is just risk management. So what I've been attempting to do ever since I had a horrible week last week, starting on Friday, I thought to myself, okay, like just really like try to emphasize this not only on stream, but try to emphasize it in your own trading of like, nope, just it's about risk management 100% of the time. That's what I'm attempting to do. I feel like I'm reading the trend well. I'm putting various things together, the price trend, the options trend, the odds of the market, and I guess just where we're going early morning. So I feel like luck is stacked in my favor, but just if luck is stacked in your favor, that's not going to work out perfectly because you do have random announcements that come out and we have about 30 seconds. 30 seconds until this comes out. Come on. Come on, Tonto. Rejected right at this trend line. The old 3-tap. The old 3-tap. Come on. All right. The report comes out in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pretty freaking muted reaction. Do we have some delayed numbers or something? What's going on? Options still are picking up. Mag 7 was flat, picking up a little bit right now. Here we go. Looks like I was on the right side of it. Looks like I was on the right side of it. All right, we just took that trend line. That was a beautiful trade if you wanted to get in there because obviously you could get in at 74, risking 51. That's not a bad risk reward. You're trading with the overall trend. Not a bad situation. Come on, where's the SPY? Don't get faded. Don't get faded here. Broadcom not having the best day. NVIDIA looking messy. Tesla's down 2%. Tesla had a really strong close yesterday, so I'm hoping that at some point today that could pick up. All right, let's start marking out the intraday highs and the intraday lows because we are the 15 minutes into the session, which obviously brings us to the point where we could talk about the 15-minute Orbo. But anyway, let me just quickly lethargic. Do want to remind you that there are more reports coming out at 10 a.m. So today we had one report coming out at 9:45. Obviously, the market in the short term had a little bit of a bullish push, but there are more reports coming out at 10 a.m. So we have about another 15 minutes for that. And we're going to see how this goes. And what I really want to do, even though I've been aggressive with the stops so far, the job's not done, because my first, the goal when I'm doing this type of stuff is I want to get my stop to right over break even. So then I just have a lottery ticket. That's the way I want to trade. Unfortunately, we haven't really gone enough in my favor to move my stop loss to break even, but that's the real goal, is stop to break even. And then from there, the worst case scenario is nothing. You're either getting no money or you're making money. But right now I still do have risk on the table. So, and it's kind of dipping against me if I'm being completely honest. But basically what I'll do here is if we can push 600, 21,600, that's when I'm going to be moving my stop to break even. Maybe even a little bit less, maybe 600 is a key technical level. It's a key psychological level. So yeah, if we can push, let me just mark it out on the chart for anyone following along in this trade. If we can push 600, stops going right to break even, then bada bing, bada boom, I'm good. It's a break even trade in the worst case scenario. So I don't care anymore. Absolutely do not care anymore. What was the report? It was some S&P global number. Come on. Yeah, we're a little bit range bound right here. So rejected, breakout, retest. We're just kind of following this trend line. Maybe another thing worthwhile to follow for this, for any of the bear traders in here. If this trend line breaks down, could be interesting to watch. So what's going to hold here? We got some trends. I really don't mind this fill. It's kind of around a nice level where if I do get hit, it's not going to be the most painful. What I'm going to do here is move my stop up a little bit more to 49. So right now I'm still taking on about 20 points worth of risk, which is about $400. More than fine to take that risk on. I just want to see this breakout of 88. And really, I want to see this test of 600 so I can move this right up to 68. And then I don't care anymore. At that point, and we're going. New intraday highs on the Qs. All right. So I'll put up this a little bit of a reversal. Tesla maybe turning around a little bit. We have NVIDIA not doing much. Broadcom maybe turning around. Palantir popping a little bit. Netflix is looking pretty good. Meta's looking very good. Microsoft is break even, not doing anything. Apple's pointing to the upside, but down by 1%. Coin not doing the most. Rum is having a great day right now. So these social media plays are really dominating right now. Rum is up 3.4%. Meta is up 1.7%. We had a gap up in semiconductors, even though intraday they're looking a bit lethargic. You have Broadcom looking, or good percentage-wise, NVIDIA looking good. Tesla's lagging behind, but it's maybe trying to show some strength right now. Here's a look at the options flow. This is the S&P 500 complex. We picked all the way up till 940 and since then flat. So not really bullish, but also not bearish. Well, it's taking a bit of a hit right now. And then if you look at the Mag 7, it is very clearly bullish. So Mag 7 is bullish. The index is showing a little bit of short-term weakness right here. And did something just get announced? That seems large. The SPY's taking a bit of a hit, but the Qs are actually looking kind of good. Remember, the first bullish profit target that I believe the market's looking for is 6,037.5, like just basically within this region. It's not really an exact science of that to that penny, but within this region is my first target. Taking a bit of a hit now as we have some profit takers coming into the game. So I see some put buyers starting at 949. I see some call selling coming in, but the Mag 7 is still crazy strong, like crazy strong. So one of these guys is wrong. I see a little bit of short-term bearishness here, but a lot of bullishness here. So they're not, the SPY and the Qs are currently not agreeing. But with that being said, let's show Rum, Meta. These are some nice gainers. They're looking real good. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bullish, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bullish. I see no reason to be bearish right now. I don't know what the bearish case would be at the moment. If anything, I'd be looking for this delta drop to stop, to flatten out, and then to pick back up. And as long as the Mag 7 is still strong, I'd be looking for a push once again to about $1 above where we are now on the SPY. So we're currently just above 600. So I'd look for it to go into the mid 601s. But the first thing you have to do is wait for this selling to stop right here, this selling to stop. Because we're on the 5 second. The delta is just taking a hit, so you want this to calm down and then swing back around to the north side. And I think that will happen because look how strong the Mag 7 delta is. For my position, I still can't really move the risk. I'm hoping that this upward sloping trend line holds, but it's getting tested quite a bit right here, and actually it might be breaking down. Oh, am I going to go into the red on this? So this trend line just broke, so that's not ideal. Is it coming for my stop? Is it coming for my stop? I'm a little bit in disagreement with this. The delta's still taking a hit on the S&P 500 complex. In 8 minutes, we have these other reports coming out. In 8 minutes. Ooh, I'm not the biggest fan of this right here. I am not the biggest fan of this at the moment. See, the Mag 7's still strong, but it's just getting drugged down momentarily by the SPY. I wonder if I should just bail and take this very small loss, or do I risk it? Because like I could just wait for this pain to end and then always just re-enter. And if I lock in $100 loss, like whatever, like that's not bad at all. I could easily make $100 loss back. I'm just not like right now. I mean, I'm showing you in real time. This is it bottoming here? Is it bottoming? All right, I'm going to give this a second, but I might cut it a little bit early because I could always just re-enter. But we are at some support. What I'm really looking for is for this hemorrhaging in options to stop, which maybe we stopped. It puked. It looked like it stopped. Then it got hit again. I see a big spike in volume, and now we're picking back up. But is there going to be enough follow through? The Mag 7 eventually got freaked out enough that even started falling. Yeah, I'm about to get hit. And that's what your stops are for. Yep, just stop me out.
Order canceled.
All right, $400 loss. I gave it a valiant fight, but that's what you have to have stops for. It's just I got caught up, unfortunately, in this sell-off. So what I'm going to do is I still like the bullish trade. I still like this up like gap fill. I just want to protect myself now because like what if it dips farther before and I could just get a better fill. So not really the most worried about it. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minutes still bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minutes still bullish. I just I told myself really after the craziness of last week that I need to be much more protective of my positions because what I was doing last week was this would happen to me and then I would just let it dip and dip and dip and I kept adding to the position where it wasn't just a dip, it was a true trend reversal. So because of that, I just got to keep myself more accountable. I got to keep myself way more accountable. So with that, I think it's a good, I think it's actually a really good cut. I think I'm sticking to my plan. I think I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. I do think it bounces back, but once again, sometimes you think it bounces back. And even if you're right, a lot of the times, it only takes that one time to really, really mess you up. So with this very, very survivable hit, it looks like it just wicked me out. Imagine if that's all it is. Imagine if that's all it is, just wicking me out right there, and then it bounces anyway. And that happens. Obviously, it's a frustrating thing, but you can't decide to not protect yourself because you think it might just be like an unfortunate bad beat. Because even like I said, even if you're right 9 out of 10 times, that 10th time that it really is a trend reversal, like you got to get out. It's just so much more painful. So just going to be waiting. We have a little bit of a range building here, a little range bound. And I wouldn't be surprised. Yep. Look at not only is price range bound, but look at options are now range bound on the complex. So either waiting for this to puke again or pick back up. And then the Mag 7 was very strong up until about 950, but it's turning. So probably just need to wait for this report. Remember, we have We have the report in 4 minutes. About 4 minutes is when we're getting the next report. So if things pop, which I want them to because we're already setting up in a nice bullish trade, cool. We'll rock it. But for right now, this is trading. You can't bet on it always working. Wow. I think I really did just get like wicked out there. My stop was at 45 and it went down to 43.5. So that's a bit of a bummer, but it is what it is. The SPY's still taking a hit. So I really, really don't mind that. I still think I made the quality decision because the SPY is still showing weakness. The index is still flat. Even though the SPY just put in a fresh low, the index is still flat, not really giving us an indication. The Mag 7 is picking up. Tech is telling us that it wants to go to the upside. So one of the first things I'd be paying attention to is actually the Qs or the NDX. Like it's still looking strong. I know it's getting pulled down, but it's getting pulled down because the SPY is getting hit so hard. The Mag 7 is telling us a completely different story. One of these is wrong. Either the Mag 7 is going to have to turn and also get hit, or the S&P 500 is going to stop overreacting and we're actually going to pick up. But right here, it's just clearly getting hit. So you got to wait. You got to wait. You got to wait. We are about, what is it? Just over 2 minutes out from the 10 a.m. report. So that could prompt a little bit of volatility and craziness as well. A little bit of volatility and craziness as well. So I'll just patiently be waiting to see if I have a good opportunity. But the SPY is definitely getting hit. This is why I'm happy I had my stop, because even though I want to like make this clear, I think this is an overreaction. The overreactions happen. So you got to be prepared for it. You got to be prepared for it. And right now we are at VWAP on the Q. So there might be a bit of a bounce here. 33. Yeah, basically 521, I don't know, 30-ish. Right here. Right where this wick was exactly VWAP. Like we're bouncing right off of that. So that is a common support level if you're coming from the north side. But at this point, I'm not really doing anything until we get the results of this, the ISM non-manufacturing prices and PMI comes out at 10 a.m. So this isn't a mega report in the world of like FOMC or unemployment or CPI or PCE. It's not like that big of a report, but in the short term, it could definitely cause like a little bit of volatility. So at this point in the trading day, I'm now just waiting for that. I'm not going to trade before it when we are only 90 seconds out. So I'm just going to wait for that. Just going to wait for that. I just unfollowed and refollowed and the Rumble bot shouted me out. Oh yeah. I bought the Rumble bot subscription for Rumble chat. I'm trying to add some extra stuff to it, but I can't quite figure it out yet. And look at that, bouncing right off of VWAP, like picture perfect double tap. I mean, from 33 up to 57. That was actually a pretty good trade. If you're like, you know what, I'll just sit at VWAP and see if I could catch a reversion. Oh, all right. Maybe I should go to the 300 tick. I am expecting a little bit of a pop. Wow. Already go. Are people front running it? The report didn't come out yet. Look at that, dude. That is just my luck. Report has not come out yet. We have about 20 seconds, but it feels like someone knows something. It feels like someone knows something. SPY popping. NASDAQ, not as much. It's holding, but it's really the SPY delta that just got a huge pop to the upside. More specifically, it was calls being purchased and puts being closed out. So it's the old double whammy. The old double whammy, but still, all right. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. I guess that's how we're reacting today. So if I held through it, it would have been fine, but didn't feel like taking that 50-50 risk. Didn't feel like taking that 50-50 risk. SPY ran all the way up to the intraday high. Qs made a new intraday high, bouncing perfectly off of VWAP. That's crazy. Here's a look. Mag 7 options popped. And you had the SPY pop. So just a fake out. All right. So what I'm going to do is look for a little bit of a, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of bull flag trading. Oops. We're going to see if this flag breaks to the upside. We're going to take advantage of that. We're really zooming in. I'm on the tight 100 tick chart, but we're going to see we got that pop, went crazy. We're going to see if there's follow through. And I like it as protection because if there's no follow through, if it's completely faded, well, then I was never tricked into getting into the trade anyway. So A-OK. A-OK. All right.
Order submitted.
No. 87.
Order submitted.
All right, classic bull flag trade. So I have my stop. I went long on this trend line breakout, and then I'm trying to dump one at the start of like the top of this flag, which happens to be around 606. So here's what I'm attempting to do. Is I'm currently long 2. I got in right on this breakout. Obviously, I have my stop set. Well, now we're diving. I guess I was early to this trend line breakout. So anyway, what I'm attempting to do, if I could pull this off, we might now have to watch a new trend line. Maybe the 100 tick was a little bit too aggressive. But I guess I just got caught up in the what happened. I really like this huge pop in options, and now it's already getting faded. No, right? What are we doing? Which way are we going? I mean, regardless, I have my stop set up, but if this stop gets hit, that one's really going to hurt. If this stop gets hit, Jesus, this is getting faded hard. What is going on right now? All right, we got to pay attention. We got to pay attention here, boys. What was this previous low? Hang on. The low was what? It was 33. So I guess I could watch. Now it's coming for me. Yep, I knew. I needed to get out of that. I just got busted up. Your boy just got busted up. What is happening right now? Wow. We are in the world of volatility, folks. Did something just get announced? Because like this is so dramatic. Am I missing major news right now? Wow. Let me check financial news. I feel like something else. Like that was breaking. USM services PMI actual 52.8, 50 forecast 54. Was there some sort of announcement that I'm missing out on? Because like, look at this. We ripped and they just dumped it. Absolutely dumped it. Huh. Like, we are getting hello to volatility from 10 a.m. to 10:04. We made a new intraday high, and then by 10:03, so 3 minutes later, it only took 3 minutes to push an intraday high and an intraday low after being at the intraday low. So intraday low to intraday high, back to new intraday low. That's crazy. That is absolutely wild. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of a breather here and see what the fuck is going on, because this is, I mean, look at this. Options just went nutty. It looks like it's still trying to go bullish. It does look like it's still trying to go bullish. If it can, it's at VWAP right here. So they basically, let me show you this. It's at VWAP. What time is it? It's 10:05. It's 10:05. They overshot VWAP. It tried to recover. I wonder. So the Mag 7 still, and now the SPY's getting hit again. Dude, we're seeing some clear, crazy movement in options right now. We are not seeing a nice follow through or anything. Huge drop, huge pop, huge drop, huge pop, huge drop. And then for the Mag 7, we were looking real strong until about 10:02. And then at the change of the hour, they just dumped it. They just absolutely dumped it. Jesus, that's crazy. Well, let's see what we have going on. What is the market going to give us today? It seems like the bots don't know how to react to these news. I thought there was going to be a piece of breaking news just because of how nutty everything got, but I'm not seeing anything being reported. Price seems to be calming down. Yeah, the last thing is just this ISM number, which at first was bullish. All right, I guess now we're going to see if we could... Let me mark out the new intraday low just because we're close to it. And then I'm also going to mark out like a potential recovery. RUM's looking good. NVIDIA is actually going. Broadcom, not so much. NVIDIA's looking good. RUM's looking good. So we have some individual equities that don't seem to really care about the overall market. But wow. Where are we on SPX? So this might be an interesting dip buy. I wonder if SPX is trying to reevaluate 6,000 flat. We're currently at 610. So I'll be watching. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a little bit more of an additional sell-off just for this to be support, and then we bounce off of that. That could be an interesting play. Once again, that would be about $1 less in the SPY. That's about 598 in the SPY, 598.25, roughly 6,000. SPY's trying to pick up here. Will the Qs follow suit? If the SPY keeps going, my first target would just be above 600, the start of this sell-off. And then obviously if the Qs pick up above 521.50, I'd be then watching 522.25. What do we have going? What are the big players doing? Tesla's getting hit on all this craziness. Microsoft got hit on all this craziness. Apple started to get hit. So some of these bigger players, NVIDIA seems to be doing fine, but remember, NVIDIA, Apple, and Microsoft are the three biggest players. The three biggest players. Jesus. Breaking, China consider sanctioning Google. Is that breaking? We already kind of knew that yesterday. That they were looking into it. I don't think that that's new news, is it? Someone's saying breaking sanctions, but we literally knew that information yesterday. I don't think that's breaking news at all. I don't think that that's true breaking news. I think that's news is like 36 hours old. I think it happened at midnight 2 nights ago. I don't think that's new news. All right, we got to wait. Now this is a game of patience. SPY ripped, puked. Qs ripped, puke. Both made a new intraday high off of basically the low that made an intraday low. And now the question is, are we going to put in a lower high and continue this puke? Or is this going to be like a Nike swoosh V-shape recovery? Watching the options flow, here's the Mag 7, maybe showing a little bit of life right now. And then here's the S&P 500 complex. It is starting to pick up. And then we might as well check out some of these other levels just because we're here looking at levels. Let me log in. My bot is actually about to fire along though. All right, let's look at this. We do have some resistance at 60.20, but if we could take that out, we could recover all the way back up to 60.50. So support here at 60.20, and then we have a lot going on at 6,000, technically just below 6,000. So this is a key level just below 6,000. We're at a level right now that's of importance, 60.20. And then the next thing is kind of where I already marked it out, like these upside targets, with the first target being at this yesterday's closing value. I almost got triggered to go long. but I'm not the biggest fan of this options flow right now. Not the biggest fan. I think the trade would be easier if the SPY's first coming down to 6,000 and then we try to bounce off of that. Not the biggest fan of this. We'll see. I'm not seeing any additional breaking news. S&P 500 Delta's getting hit again. Mag 7's looking pretty unhealthy. It seems to be at the low of the day. The 5-minute is now in the red territory. The 10 minutes now in the red territory. In 18 minutes, if this bar closes, the 30 minutes in the red territory. 5-minute is potentially breaking down. 10-minute is testing. 30-minute is potentially. We might be seeing an actual trend reversal right now. So stay frosty. In my opinion, it is very unclear if the Bulls or the Bears are in control at this moment. It seems like they're fighting for power, and we're kind of on the edge of maybe the Bulls regain it and we pop up, or if 6,000 doesn't hold, it could get pretty gnarly. So let's see. Let's see. Yeah, that 5-minute and 10-minute and 30-minute are now pretty weak. 5-minute and 10-minute, like they're literally testing, like they're kissing this 48 EMA, while the 30-minute it just doesn't know what it wants to do. This went from the Bulls kind of being into control with this massive delta vomit to now you have to be uncertain, because this is the Bears starting to really show everyone who's who and what's what. Even this, it's so indecisive. Like every time it gets a little bit of a pop, it's just getting smashed. Wow. All right. I think we're talking about 6,000 now. I mean, it's going to come back to this flow. The Mag 7 flow looks pretty bad. I'll go to the 30-second just so we could see it more. While the S&P 500 doesn't really seem to know what it wants to do. I mean, and that's even being represented in the fact, look at, like, after this puke, we're just kind of range bound right now. I suppose you could watch that. I suppose you could watch these, like, trend lines. Maybe but I mean, Apple's getting hit. Microsoft's trying to bounce, but it got hit pretty freaking hard. Oh, it's going to come down to the flow. The Mag 7's at the lowest of the day. S&P 500 seemingly doesn't know what I want to do. Wow, what a shift. What a just crazy shift. Is Mag 7 picking up? I see that prices are going up, but folks, I don't want to be that guy, but I see prices are popping right here. I get it. S&P 500 is going up, but the Mag 7 is still pretty freaking bad. So please be careful. Please be careful right now, because I'm not seeing, it'd be one thing to try to buy the dip if we're also seeing relief in this, but I'm not seeing relief. I'm seeing a little bit of a pop in the complex here, but the Mag 7, look at it. It's literally at its lowest delta reading of the day. So, man, that breakout is my system telling me it's an entry signal. I don't have to take it. No, I'm not going to take it. I'm not. I can't. Look at that pop, though. I just want the Mag 7 to show a little bit of life so I have better reason to actually go long right now. But the Mag 7, it's actually not doing anything. This might be a fake out, folks. I am not comfortable. I see that the complex right here, the S&P 500, is popping, and that makes sense. But looking at this Mag 7, look at it. It's just not, I don't know, dude. It'd be one thing if this was also picking up, showing a bit of life. Okay, cool. That's something you could work with. That is 100% something you could work with. But gee, look at it. It's still just doing nothing. S&P is looking good now, though. That's a nice pop and a nice follow through. Actually, the S&P really just probably trying to maybe recapture 600. But be careful. be careful. This is not as strong as a bounce. As much as price looks good right now, the fact, look at the, this is, I think this might be a fake out, folks. I think this might be a brutal fake out. The Mag 7 is not happy. Dude, are we going to be seeing a trend reversal today? Yeah, I'm going to set an alert. Dude, it broke VWAP. Couldn't hold that. Jesus.
Order submitted.
All right, I'm taking a stab at it. Failed trendline breakout. Not happy with my size if I'm being objective of my own. This feels a bit reachy. Obviously, I'm chasing some of these losses right now, so I'm trading 2 contracts when I should really only be trading 1. So that's not a little bit. That is very much undisciplined of me, to be completely honest. I want to give some self-criticism talking through this trade in real time. Like I said, it's chasey. It's 100% chasey, but because of that, I think I just need to be a bit more mindful. And fuck, 70. What is this? This is 60. I'm just, my spidey senses are tingling, folks. The Mag 7 is still getting hit. Like I said, I think that pop was a fake one. The options market was not agreeing at all. And if I could get my fill before this trend line break and get a quick little puke, I mean, I have a target. I'm not really reaching for something crazy. 6,000 is a good target right here. Here, maybe this will make it a little bit more obvious. Kind of watching for this trend line snap, and then obviously the Qs have one as well. The Qs just bounce off of there, so if that's support, I might be screwed. But I also want to set myself some alerts if we start to get close here. So where was this? 607. So I'm going to set myself an alert because I might need to be getting out early. I cannot afford to be greedy here. All right, I'm setting a little alert at 602.50 as well. Basically, what I'm looking for is for this trend line to break down that I have on the screen right now. I got in a little bit before just because of how weak options were, but I think I need to be smart about this. And because I'm trading too big right now, I fully admit I'm doing a little bit of revenge trading to try to make the 2 losses back. So that's why I'm oversized. But because I guess I'm recognized that I am revenge trading, I'm at least going to try to minimize the risk if my revenge trading goes poorly. But for me to have any hope, I need this trend line right here to snap. And I need, hang on. I'm seeing a bit of pop in options. That is not what I wanted. But see, yeah, options are, I don't know, dude. Options are looking weak. I think this goes my way. Well, of course I think this goes my way. That's why I traded it. That'd be crazy to think something's not going to go your way and then to still be trading it. I'm seeing a momentary reprieve in options on the Mag 7, but the SPX complex is getting hit. I think the setup is a test of roughly 6,000 on the bottom of the screen, but time will tell. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. Obviously, this movement is going to be dependent on future traders. I don't know what traders are going to do. Maybe traders want to buy this. Maybe they don't want to buy it. My goal is just to not go on tilt. If I can just stop myself from going on tilt, I'll be A-okay. We're right at VWAP. Could be a moment of truth. I'll throw VWAP up on the screen. Where is, I guess I don't have it. Super trend. Cumulative tick. Well, here's VWAP. This white dash line is VWAP. So we went right up to it, got rejected. I'm looking for a breakdown of the trend line, this light blue upsloping line, roughly around 21,510. And really what I'm looking for is a snap of 21,500, which is exactly where we bounced. That was the intraday low at 10:04. I do want to clear. I was green for a second there. I thought we were going to snap and puke. Nope, it's finding support again. All right, I need to keep doing my own sanity check. SPX still downsloping. Mag 7 went up, dropped, getting a little bit of a reprieve right now, but not much of one. Not much. Let me take this over here so I can just monitor this regardless of what screen I'm on. So both the SPY and the Qs catching themselves at this upsloping trend line. Let's see if it continues to hold. Apple's looking weak in my opinion. Microsoft's looking weak. They just keep pushing this intraday low. But you never know. Like when you're at support like that, that's where buyers like to step in. So if there's a lack of buyers and still aggressive sellers, we're going to break. But all I could tell you is when you come to key levels, you just literally have to watch. I know of no model, and I don't think anyone knows of a model to predict if something will or won't break accurately beforehand. All that you could really do is pick out key levels and then say, okay, we got to watch it. And it looks like we are getting, once again, another bounce. Mag 7 up a little bit, but overall, we're still at the low of the day. Am I about to get stopped out again? So this is how it all looks together.
Order filled. Order filled.
I don't know what that was because these
Order
didn't get stopped
filled.
out quite yet, but I'm about to. Is it going to take this out? SPX is picking up. Oops. I want to show you the Mag 7. It's just the Mag 7's been what's been dragging this down. See how the SPX like a huge pop over 90 seconds while the Mag 7 like barely fucking moved. So we're range bound. So basically that's tantamount to me telling you I wish I wasn't in this trade right now because when it's range bound, you just don't know which way it's going to break. It's far, far easier when something is range bound to actually wait for it to break and have that patience rather than praying that it breaks in your favor. But we just keep getting sucked right back to VWAP right here. We broke below it, bounced up to it. We broke below it, bounced over it, pulled right back in. It's just all this is being centered around VWAP. It's very, very indecisive in the market right now. Very, very indecisive, which I almost wonder if I should just cut this and wait for it, or do I take the risk and hope that the break of the range is in my favor? Do I take this risk? Nope. Well, this is going against me. What Mag 7? Do I want to reverse? I mean, I see that price is picking up, and I think that this is telling a very different story over here on the price chart, because what I'm seeing on the options, I mean, it's a slight uptick. The SPY is stronger. This
Order canceled.
I got out. All right. Am I doing something smart or am I on tilt? Okay. My goal is just simply to not go on tilt. I think there's still a good trade in this session. I still think I can make money. I'm just attempting to be realistic and like ride. We recovered VWAP. How strong are options? Options are picking up a little bit. Let me go to the 5 second. So SPX is now strong. Mag 7's attempting to pick up, but not by much. It's still weak, but it could come at any. The signal just fired long. I could take it with one. Oh. I'm just trying to keep calm, not to sling trades for no reason. I'm just trying to check all my bases. S&P 500 is now picking up. Let's go back to that 10-minute that I showed you before. Bullish, 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 bullish. Oops, I don't really need this anymore. I suppose what I'm like is making me hesitant is still that the Mag 7 is still not really catching that bid you'd want to see. But the SPY is. But the SPY is. Oh, brother, what is the right decision? It's just doing nothing. The SPY is strong. Like we're seeing some excitement in the S&P 500 complex, but where is it for the Mag 7? This is the issue. It's just like nothing's going on. It's trying to put in higher highs and higher lows. So the price action is trying to change trend. The 5, 10, 30 is trying to be bullish. 5, 10, 30 is trying to be bullish. So like I get that for sure. What I don't get is why, like even this, it just got hit. The Mag 7 got hit. The Mag 7 got hit. It's just lethargic, you know? Like it's just we're not seeing that nice the nice follow through. I would already be long again if I saw the Mag 7 options picking up. But I feel like I feel like quote unquote good trading is waiting for that to actually happen. Even now here the SPY's fading a little bit. Like I just don't I feel like if I do it now, especially knowing that I'm down and trying to chase like a little bit here to try to make back some of those losses, I think I have to be like overly patient with that entry. I think that's the only way to really do this because right now it's just so choppy. Like the mag, is this ever going to pick up? Price is slow. It's attempting to grind up. I'm just not at all seeing agreement in the options market. At least not yet. What a fucking crazy recovery we have going on right now. This is just nuts. What a day. A rip high, a rip low. Almost looks like it's going to puke. The Mag 7 has yet to agree with this. Even at this moment, even with the Qs going, the Mag 7 options are flat. They are not touching Apple, Amazon, Google. While right here, you have SPX actually looking pretty good. SPX just ripped to a new high. Just ripped. Right as of right now, I don't have any futures positions on. Speaking of which, if you want to trade, remember, you have 16 hours left with Apex. It is in the description of the video, but this deal to use that code GOONIE, GOONIE, to get 80% off your test, 16 hours left for that. All right. SPX. So here are the key levels. Kind of have this trend line going. I could go to the 3-minute to make it a little bit more obvious. We're running up here, maybe a bit of a pullback. We'll see. But bullish profit target number one, if you happen to be bullish, is 6,037. Roughly that close from yesterday. A couple of points within this range. Oh, man. All right. So we pushed a new high there. This might be what I was attempting to be patient and wait for. Let me open up this chart again, but let's look at the 1 minute on the Qs. Here's the 15-second. Okay, so the green arrows are the local highs. The red arrows are the local lows. So we had higher highs and higher lows up until we broke down here at 10:03. See the trend of the highs, higher lows, a little bit of a freak out at 9:57, but kind of in it, like it was still a higher low, and then we broke down. Then we had lower highs and lower lows right here. You can see this one to this one, that's a lower high. All these lows were pretty much the same at 520, and now it's getting hit again. This is why I told you I was trying to be patient, just because I was getting absolutely freaked out by the fact that this Mag 7 has still not shown bullishness. So I guess we're seeing some bullish relief off the fact that like the SPX ripped so hard, but I'm just seeing no life here. I wish I was, because then I think this would be going and I'd have a nice bullish position and I'd be stoked. But it's just, hey, if it's not there, it's not there. What just broke down? Oh, that was an arbitrary alert. Don't worry about that. My bad. I'll just move that away. That alert that just went off wasn't meant to be an alert. I mean, we're seeing like a bit of this trend line on the SPX. You could watch that kind of getting rejected right there. If you're looking at the Qs, I mean, that spike that we just got to at 522.60, that's where we got hit at 940. It's where we got hit at 950. We overshot it at 10 and it gave it right back. It's just, I unfortunately think we're just in a very large range today. So if we get above or below, that could be an interesting play for sure. But I don't think it's going to happen unless we see a bit of like actual life in options, like right all day since that 10:02. Since 10:02, the Mag 7 options have just been annihilated. The pain stopped at 10:18, which is why we saw a little bit of a relief. We're seeing a bit of an upswing right now. $35. If I'm in at 70, I'm risking 35 points. Can I take this current risk? I'm seeing a bit of a push. Do I want to take this shot? Do I like this higher low to play off of? Oh, what do I like? I need to be basically like a sniper. I really have to be careful because this is most likely going to be my last shot of the day. So I need to be very, very confident in whatever the fuck I'm doing on this last one. We bounced pretty much off of VWAP. We have support right here at 36. I could use that as my risk. I'm watching this trend line. The one thing that's like, just to reiterate, that's holding me back is this options flow still looks like shit. It's just not doing anything. I could show you it on the 30-second, but see, it's just not doing anything. While on SPX, it's a bit better. I mean, granted, it just took a hit, but we're showing some signs of a bounce here. Five minute, 10 minute, 30 minutes bullish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minutes bullish. So it probably is arguably better to look for a bullish opportunity. Oh, do I want to do this? I'm not the most comfortable. Not the most comfortable with this trade. Not the most comfortable, and I'm thinking about hitting it with size. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? It's 10:35. We've kind of just been range bound.
Order submitted.
Stupid take profit. Hang on. I need to fix my Apex copier. Okay. As you can see, I'm long at 85. Long at 85. Risk needs to be way higher. Moving my risk up. First thing I'm doing is moving my risk up by like 50 points. All right. What I'm looking for is this breakout here of whatever this high is. Basically 612. Basically 612. All right. The die are in the air. I'm going to see how they roll. I'm hoping that a little bit more excitement comes through on the Mag 7 options flow. And I'm hoping that this short-term trend of higher highs and higher lows continues. We're right at that trend line right now. I got in because I saw a bit of an uptick right here in the Mag 7. And then, of course, the second I fire the trade, there's some profits being locked in. But right here, you could still see a little bit of an uptrend. I'm seeing the S&P 500 delta flow still higher highs and higher lows. I'm just hoping that I just need it to continue. I'm seeing that we bounced off of whatever value we bounced off of, 610. I'm seeing this trend line breakout. Really what this is I'm praying for a trend reversal, but I have well-defined risk at the 1032 low, trend reversal, potential trend line, or excuse me, potential range breakout. We're kind of right at the top of this range, but once again, playing the trend line breakout, well-defined risk at the 1032 low. It's honestly that basic. So I like the risk reward. It's a little bit of revenge trading based on my size, which I should work on that, obviously. But I'm hoping after getting busted up already twice this morning that luck's going to be on my side here. So I am not happy with myself with the size I'm carrying on this trade. But if it ends up being a good trade, it'll mean that I increase my chances of getting out of the whole day for break even. But obviously, if it's a bad trade, I'm just then taking on more risk. So if you're even though I'm trading the NQ contract on futures, my fill is roughly around 522.60 on the Qs. So like if we're above the 1030 high, I'll be good. I'm obviously looking for a push to this 523.25 level. Let's mark that out. All right, how are we? The Mag 7's finally picking up. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. Now I'm feeling a bit more comfortable. As long as this doesn't just get randomly destroyed on me, finally at 1032, a little bit of a relief. The options market getting a little bit more excited. I could show you it on the 5 second. This might, right here. You could see a little bit more, finally. So that makes me more comfortable in this particular play now. Way more comfortable now. All right, speaking of which, okay, that's looking good. Let me switch this up. I'll show you guys this. Hang on one quick second, because I think I have to do some premium stuff. Where did we go today? All right. I need to see some of this premium. All right. Well, that doesn't make sense. Oh, I am entering the completely wrong order here. All right, here we go. Are we still trending up? Not as much as I would like it to be. Not as much as I would like it to be. All right, I'm trying to like force this order in. All right, cool. Got an order in. If you're in the Discord, I'll send it. I'm front running Piper a little bit later. I'll explain why I decided to front run Piper. Just trying to be a little bit more reasonable today. Basically what I'm attempting to do is, even though I'm down already, I'm trying to just keep it together and not go on tilt the way I have previously. Just trying to be realistic. Trying to keep my risk. Don't like that. Didn't want to see that red. Here's the flow. Mag 7 picked up, going flat. So hopefully this is just a base to keep going, and hopefully it doesn't just puke. S&P 500, unfortunately, is coming down a little bit right now. S&P 500, I very much need this to not be a fake out breakout, just getting rejected where it ran into resistance this morning at 6,030. Would love this push to the upside gap fill at 6,037. Would absolutely love it. Absolutely. Come on. Let's just go to 3,750. What was that? Was that a good alert or bad alert? Oh, good alert. Okay, sweet. So we're making a little bit of a move. I want to see it take out the intraday high at 13. Unfortunately, I'm down by quite a bit today. So I need to be better with my risk management. Speaking of which, okay. I just moved my risk up a little bit just to take more off the table because I don't want to blow out today and ruin all this. So ideally, this can push around 60-40, 60-50, so I could just move my stop up to break even, and then I have the lottery ticket. I'm attempting to get myself into a lottery ticket situation. Obviously, that's the goal, but we're going to see how it plays out. Sometimes you could wish in one hand and shit in the other, but just to show you guys this, sorry, I didn't realize I was on the wrong screen. I moved my stop up a little bit by like about 10 points. We got this trend line breakout and the retest, so we don't really need this anymore. Let me delete that just to clean up the chart a bit. But I'm looking for this to take out, I believe that's the intraday high. Let me double check. For y'all. Yeah, it is basically the intraday high, maybe off by a little bit, something like that, roughly the intraday high. This has been, here, I'll zoom out a bit more. Let's go to the 500 tick. This has just been so incredibly messy today. Come on, let's test and break. That's the name of the game today. SPY's coming up. Is that the actual intraday high? Yeah. This weird spike at 10, that's the high, 601.10, and then obviously on the Qs it's 523.25. So nope, it's getting faded a little bit before that, folks. What's going on? Someone started selling. What the fuck did they sell? Why did they sell? Mag 7 is holding a bit better. But someone, I guess, I don't know, longer duration, the delta popped. They're not even getting out of calls. They're actually buying puts right now. Someone out there starting at 1042 started buying 0 DTE puts. Calls, this is not calls being monetized at all. This is someone actually bought puts. Which brings up the question, why? What are they seeing that we're not? Potential trendline retest. I'll set up this alert just if we get this new high, and then I'll put up the scary breakdown alert just in case this reverses. But we're going to see if we can hold this trend line. And then the Qs, obviously attempting to hold this range breakout. We created a large range this morning that became evident. We got the trend line breakout. We got the range breakout. Would love to see this run all the way back up to the start of this trend line and take out the lower 523s. We're attempting to grind that way. Like I said, the Mag 7 had a nice pop from 1032 to 1039, 7 minutes, and now it's a little flat. So let's hope that it doesn't tilt to the south side. Let's hope, if anything, it picks up. But getting some confusing messages out of the S&P 500 complex. Tilting down, maybe bottoming here, not much movement, but this downward movement was put buying. This was not calls being monetized, which makes me a little bit uncomfortable. All right, we're going to have to see. All right, I'm looking for that break and rip. That's what I'm hoping happens. I think I have a decent shot, but whatever. All you could really base it off of is the price action, the options flow, and do your best. Hopium doesn't really get anyone that far in this particular game. Oh, man, I wish I was already just done today. I wish I locked in like one basic trade. Instead, I'm playing catch up, and I kind of need this breakout and the push all the way up to this key level. Speaking of that, let's check in on our Iron Condor friend. Still completely there. Remember, this is a debit spread, not a credit spread. So this person's betting on vol picking up. But anyway, 6055 is the upper bound and 6,000 is the lower bound. I believe that around, like I already marked it out, but about 10 points higher, 6,037 is also an interesting upside target on the way to 6,055. So, if I could wave a magic wand, I would rip all the way up here, stall out for about 5 minutes, and then rip all the way back up to there. Would love for that to happen. But unfortunately, my magic wand is still in the mail being sent from Amazon, so I can't do that at the moment. Mag 7, what are you doing there, Tonto? Mag 7 had a bit of a reprieve up until 1039, and since then, nothing, nada. And the SPX is still slowly but surely trending down. Is it that put buying? Dude, why? Someone's still buying puts. They've been buying puts since 1038. So right when the Mag 7 stalled out, that's when someone started buying puts on the S&P 500 complex. Shit. Was hoping for a better situation than that for sure. Apple's picking up. That's good. A little bit of relief there. Rum's up by 2%. Meta gave some back, but still green on the day. Broadcom, nice bounce back on Broadcom since about 1020. Nvidia picking up as well. Giving a little bit back here, but overall trending up. Tesla not having a good day. Palantir down 2%. Netflix slightly red. Microsoft, if Microsoft can get going, if Microsoft, Nvidia, and Apple can get going, I think we have that real shot of that upside gap fill, which we know is like statistically favored, but in the short term, as we're getting so, oh, wow. Okay. Someone just sold the Mag 7. They sold calls. Someone sold a chunk of calls on the Mag 7. Oh, who was it? It wasn't for this Friday. It was longer duration because we're seeing the hit not here on the green. We're only seeing it on this pink purple one. So it's longer duration. And it might have just been one of these equities. Who was it? Let's see if we can find out who the culprit was. Was it Apple? It was not Apple. Was it Microsoft? It looks like it could have been Microsoft. Nvidia was not Nvidia. Was it Meta? It was Meta. Meta just took the hit. Someone got out of what on Meta? On Meta, someone sold longer duration calls. They got out of, it might have been profit taking. It's been trending down ever since 1029, trending down, reverse, trend down, big hit. But someone got out a chunk of longer duration, as in not for this Friday, longer duration calls on Meta. That's what that hit was right at 1048. Once again, Meta. That's what actually pushed Meta below this right here. So let's hope that is more of an isolated incident, if you will. We are pushing up. We still have the chance of higher highs and higher lows. I'm not liking that the SPX is back below this trend line. I would have preferred that beautiful bounce right off of it. But overall, you could see ever since 1004, we are still clearly trending up with the green arrows and the red arrows. Those are the local highs and lows. So obviously looking for 101840 to hold. I'd actually prefer just bounce right here and take out 1030 or 6030 and then just push all the way up. But that's what I'm watching on the SPX. And then on the Qs are actually holding stronger now. They're actually potentially bouncing off the top of this range. So that resistance may be turning into support. That's a giant question mark. It's a giant maybe because the flow is once again freaking me the fuck out. I'm not liking that with my position. I am not liking that with my position. Oh, we can just not. There's just not a nice trend to catch today. This is just a choppy, non-trend day. We went up a little, whipped all the way down, whipping back up, getting smacked there. We're just like not getting nice follow through. It's just not a solid session today. Meta's still getting hit after someone dumped those calls. Apple, where's Microsoft at? Microsoft's seemingly fine. Apple's seemingly fine. Nvidia's seemingly fine as well. So this is a painful one today. This is the mag set. I think someone's still just dumping Meta specifically. Yeah, someone like be careful if you're in Meta right now. Be careful, regardless bullish or bearish. You got some extra options action going on. The Mag 7 is getting dumped specifically because of Meta. Like this dump right here from 1048 to now is all Meta related. The S&P 500 complex is actually trying to bounce back up. If we look exactly at the Qs have been drifting down since 1043. So we got a bit of an upswing there on the Qs. Can I do this one? I don't think that's, wait, Q. Yeah, okay. That's getting hit a little bit. SPY's looking strong though. So this is giving me a little bit of hope. Meta, weird stuff going on with Meta right now in the short term. All right, we're going to mark out some of this stuff. We're marking out this recent low and then this recent high, because if we break the recent high at 1042, I think we have a good shot of testing the intraday high. So we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully whoever's hitting Meta stops. I'd be very appreciative for my position. Apple's not having the best day either. Broadcom, would love for that to take out 232. According to GexBot, we do have resistance right there at 6,040, huge gamma level, and then 55, which we knew that was that big debit spread player. So first target is just an overshoot of this upside gap fill if we get there. Honestly, if we get there, I'll be so freaking ecstatic that I'd be happy with even that. But if you're really holding it past it, then you'd be targeting the 6,055, like this debit spread player right here. So those, once again, these two upside targets, I still like them, even though we're an hour and a half into the trading session. I think those are still pretty reasonable. Would love for this higher high and higher low trend since 1004 to continue, which means I want this low at 6,022 to hold, which decent shot. I mean, it's not the biggest support, but we have a little bit of a battle up here at 6,040, which would be, once again, right up here, which was the close from yesterday. So not only are we seeing it from just a logical standpoint that we know red to green moves and green to red moves tend to act as resistance and support, but also we're seeing that it's legitimate resistance today from the options market. So something to pay attention to for sure, to be mindful of. If you somehow got lucky enough to buy the dip, that might be a point to scale out. Or if you're busy today, maybe you want to take all your profits there. Or, I mean, if you're degenerate and it holds and you want to ride it for the next level, have at it. But I just, obviously, to do my job on this side of the camera, I definitely need to call out this level to all of you. The Mag 7 cannot make up its mind. The S&P 500 popped and now it's holding right here. Pop, now holding. The NASDAQ got hit, unfortunately for me. This is not the Mag 7. This is now the NASDAQ complex. Got hit from 1043 to here. Pop, now going flat. And I'm basically at my break even. The market is very indecisive, but the SPY showing some strength here. I like that. Would like for the Qs to get right above these recent wicks. I'd feel a bit more comfortable. Meta, if Meta can stop getting hit, that'd be helpful, because that seems to be, there we go. A little bit of a pop coming through. Look at that. A nice pop right off this range. Let's see if we could take out this recent high, 523, pretty much exactly. And then the intraday high, I'm going to get out of this and get out of this just to clean it up a bit more. Where I don't have VWAP on this, seriously? All right, what's going on? Do we have any options flow? S&P 500 options flow is looking good right now. Come on, let's break through. Let's just not, here's the name of the game. Don't get smacked. Don't get smacked. That's the real name of the game. Let's break and go. Break and go. All right. I want to see a new intraday high. And the reason, not only would I feel better about my position, but then I can then once again move up my risk more, taking risk off the table. As you can see thus far from the start of my day, I have not had a good start. Down 5K per account, which is pretty much my max risk, which means theoretically I should not be in this trade right now. Because I already hit my max risk, so I should call it a day. But I'm just wondering if I could get lucky. I'm wondering if on a little bit of a pump to a new intraday high, if people quickly follow suit, we see the Qs pop by like $2, I'd be stoked. And then I have a chance of like, I'm not even necessarily trying to go green on the day at this point. I just want to see if I could like cut some of these losses. Like even if I could cut this loss in half, that makes tomorrow and the next day obviously so much more manageable. So that's really what I'm going for. But step one is a breakout to a new intraday high, which would allow me to set my stop to break even. So this last attempt, which this is my last trade for sure, it would make my last attempt here a lottery ticket, because that's how I kind of refer to it, of like when I put my stop to break even, if it hits it, it hits it. I feel like I'm on the right side of the trend ever since 10, but we are clearly stalling out right here. S&P 500 is now taking a hit. We had a nice pop up till 1056. Are we going to get the change of hour reversal or something at 11 here? The NASDAQ is at least flat. At least they're not slamming the NASDAQ anymore. At least they're not slamming the NASDAQ. Also, the Mag 7 is flat as well. So NASDAQ flat, Mag 7 flat, some profit taking. Oh, and put buying. We have the double whammy here at 1056. Profit taking on the calls and some puts being purchased. So I would have felt more comfortable if it was just profit taking, because we've seen that a million times before. Profit taking, things settle out, and then we keep going. But the fact that some puts were purchased doesn't make me... and the delta's still dropping. Come on. Come on, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Meta is having issues. Meta's still getting hit. Meta is the main tech stock taking a hit on an intraday basis. Someone is unloading a pretty sizable bullish position, and I thought it was over, but apparently they still have more to unload, or they're just, if they're not unloading, they're creating a position that is very confident Meta is done with this overall run. Well, we're stalled out now. We were stalled out earlier today. We're now stalled out once again. You just have, at this point, NASDAQ just got a pop right here at 1058. SPY getting a little bit of a pop. We have some support at the intraday low, and we have resistance at 6,040, which happens to perfectly be this upside gap fill. So watch this range bound. I'm still watching. I don't know, dude. It's just so awkward right now. No, that's a shitty trend line. All right, we're bouncing at that trend line. I guess you could wait for this consolidation to break one way or the other right here. That makes it a little bit more obvious. So don't worry about this trend line anymore. So we have this lower high, these higher lows. Wait for this wedge to break out, this flag to break out. I'm hoping it breaks to the upside. We have a bit of support in terms of a sanity check. The 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute are bullish. The 4 hour is bearish, but it does have higher lows. Same thing on the NASDAQ, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bullish. 4 hour is actually now technically bullish with those higher lows. So that's obviously more for swing trading time frame, but just wanted to call that out to your attention. Hoping for this to break. Look for it to take out 28, 29. Really, if we can get into the 30s, what was this high? This third. It seems like the high 20s and these low 30s, that's just like the giant door that we need to break through to get a shot at hitting this next major level. So watching this region right here. Don't need this. And looking for the Qs to get above and hold above 523, because it has obviously struggled there quite a bit. But right now, unfortunately, we're just not even getting those moves. We had really wonky moves this morning. I mean, you could just see a whip up, a whip down, a whip up, a whip down. And then we actually started to grind up. So potential trade there was there at 1026. You would have taken a little bit of smoke. But other than that, I mean, you'd be up right now, not by much, but yeah, you would be up. So has not been a good follow through, easy trading session by any means. By any means, this has been a really, really crappy session, and it's just super, super indecisive. So at this point, if you have no position, congrats to you. That was the play of the day, was to not trade today. If you don't have a position, like I said, congrats, and just wait. You do not need to force anything, especially the fact that we're kind of getting into the lunchtime. I bet the choppiness and the shittiness is actually going to get worse before it gets better, even if it gets better later this afternoon. But as of right now, we just don't have much going on. I mean, options are choppy and whippy. Just no one really seemingly knows how to react to any of this. I see the delta picking up on the NASDAQ now, even though price is going down. So maybe this is a bottom, but patience, patience, patience. Folks, all you can do on a day like this is wait. We have been range bound once again since 1036. So we have one larger range. We have one smaller range. You got to wait. Just wait, watch the options flow, pay attention to not only the options flow. Here's a quick look at the S&P 500. Was strong up until 1056. Now we're giving some back. The NASDAQ is actually picking up in real time, so that could be exciting. Maybe there's going to be something there. So watch the options flow. Watch the generic price flow. Are we above or are we below the EMAs? And that's the major thing to do. Don't forget about all of this stuff. These are the actual stats, facts, and figures that are going to give you an edge in the market. I'm telling you, check this out. It is absolutely worth it. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you use that link, that's how you get the free trial on Edgeful. Start it today. Use it for a week. See if you like it. I really think you're going to, but I went over like that full trade or morning prep breakdown of how I use these. These are my particular favorite ones on the bookmarks. Feel free to screenshot that, but I do recommend you go through all the reports because maybe you trade in a way that I don't, and maybe you find a different report that you're like a big fan of. I mean, they have a ton of different breakdowns and various reports that I think you're going to be interested in. Wow. And the list just keeps going and going and going. I just happen to be a little bit biased towards these guys. So wait, hang on. We're getting something. Q's potentially breaking out. Q's making a move here. SPY making a move here. NVIDIA. Someone said NVIDIA big pop. NVIDIA's going. Is Broadcom going? Broadcom's picking up right now. Are semiconductors going to save the day? Well, here, I'll give you an extra second. I won't leave right now, but I do ask you guys to check out this free trial. Once again, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. If you use that link, that's how you get the free trial to all the facts, stats, and figures that I was showing you early this morning. And then if you want to trade with someone else's money, the way I am right now on Apex, that link, I just want to call out and where is it? This deal ends in 16 hours. So that's why I want to call it out today, because you kind of have to sign up today. Just don't forget to use that code Goonie. All this stuff is in the description of the video. If you look in the description, the first two links, one is to Edgeful, one is to Apex. So right in the description of the video, just open that up and it's the first two links. Should be pretty easy for you to find. All right. I don't really need that right now. NASDAQ picked up, but the SPY not so eager to follow suit. It looks like there's, like you guys said, good call out, some enthusiasm in some of these semis. We almost got a new intraday high. Almost. Oh, and then right away getting faded. It was looking good for a second, just giving it right back. Son of a gun, dude. This is not my day. This is not my day. My whole goal now for the remainder of the day is, my major goal is don't go on tilt. Major goal is just, this is the trade, and if you lose, you lose, but keep your losses manageable, because if I can keep my losses manageable, that's how you just survive in the long term. I can't have any more of these like massive down days that I gotta trade like a lunatic to make it back. So I can't. That's my first goal. My second goal is on this break of push of 630, 640. I just want to move the stop up to break even. So this final trade that I'm in, I just want it to be a lottery ticket. Worst case scenario, I'm out for break even. Didn't cost me anything. Best case scenario is I make back already my realized loss on the day. So goal number one, don't go on tilt. A lot of positive self-talk. Do exactly what I need to. Don't let my risk get out of hand. Speaking of risk, moving my risk up. So it looks like we might be going for that intraday test right now. Moving my risk up. Well, technically it was supposed to be 58. I was a little overzealous there. Okay. My risk is where it's supposed to be. So I just want a nice little push, a nice little follow through, and then I can ideally achieve my second goal of the day of moving the stop to right above break even. So I have the quote unquote free lottery ticket play of the day. And I'm hoping that the free lottery ticket of the day pays off my losses, because currently I have a locked in loss of just under 5K on each account, which is pretty much the max I'm currently allowing myself. So really, as I alluded to before, I shouldn't be in this trade because I'm already at my max loss. I should be just throwing in the white towel on today in particular. But maybe I'll get lucky. I mean, I guess it's better to be lucky than anything else. So we're going to see how it goes. I do believe I'm on the right side of the current trend. SPX based picking up a little bit. NASDAQ is definitely picking up. Semiconductors got that pop that you guys all like appropriately called out. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute bullish. And we have some good distance to go to where I see the first real resistance being is at 6,037. But in your mind, you could just think of it as 6,040. But basically the close value from yesterday. The first real resistance I see is the SPY 86 cents above where we are, and the Q's about $1 above where we are. So that I have room. I definitely have room. It's not like we're right at resistance and we could get smacked at any second. I just want to see that follow through of these intraday highs. Oops, did not mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. Come on. The SPX is getting right above this little wedge right here. Look for that follow through above 30.31. It's running into resistance because that's exactly where we got smacked. And that's how people are reacting. But the NASDAQ is looking good. The NASDAQ 0 DTE is actually at the highest delta reading we've had all day. So that's positive. And then for the SPX complex, it's more flat than anything else. Here, I'll show you the 30 second. Maybe this is a bit more clear. But yeah, you could see sold off, popped, sold off, higher low, follow through. And then SPX pop, big pullback, craziness. And then right now we're kind of going flat after hitting a new high, but it looks like the longer duration stuff is picking up, which gives me optimism that we can at least test this 31 level. So that's what I have for you. If you're in the Discord, I haven't changed any swing plays. Piper has not fired yet, even though it's about to. That's what I have for you guys. Folks, check out Edgeful. It's free. Check out Apex. That deal ends in 16 hours. You got to sign up today if you want advantage of that deal. And then don't forget, if you want to trade with me, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, in the Discord, you could join for free. If you use that code Goonie, your first month will be free. But we just got that new high, and your boy is 65. Moving my risk up as I should. New high. I'm looking for this follow through. And really what I'm looking to do is just cut some of these losses away. Obviously, it would be phenomenal to go green, but making up $5,000, you need like a big push. And I don't know if I necessarily want to take that risk because I just simply have not been trading well today. I'm in at 80, 30. We almost hit 35. I'm almost wondering if I should just move my stop to break even now and just like take my pain out, because it would suck to go up 2.5K and then for somehow that to cost me money. It's one thing to go up $2,500 per account and then you're break even. Okay, that just, it's an unfortunate smack at a new high. That shit happens. But right now my stop is right below this low, which is an important thing. I got to figure about that. I gotta think on that. But the SPY and the Q's new intraday high. And remember, I'm going to give you these levels right here. Let me show you on the 10 minute. We don't really need this trend line. We don't really need this trend line. Here's what you want to be looking at. Bullish target 1, bullish target 2. That would be really my extent, but if things get crazy, bullish target 3 all the way up here, bearish target 1, and then if we break below that, it could go all the way down. There's not much protecting it to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at. That's my bull case. That's my bear case. Obviously, bull case number 1 seems a bit closer to playing out right now. So that's what I'd be looking. So remember, not an exact science, not to the cent, but somewhere between 35 and 40, which is why I cut it in half. There is some resistance right there. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope to see you in the Discord. Don't forget to sign up for Edgefold. Don't forget to sign up for Apex. That's what I have for you guys now. I appreciate all the good vibes. We will be posting an update video after the market closes today. Wherever you're watching right now, we post market update videos of a recap of the day and the major things to look forward to the next day, every single, well, really Sunday to Thursday, because it's prepping for the next trading day. So don't forget to check those videos out as well. That's what I have for you. I hope you crush the market. I hope you make a butt ton of money today. I hope you're trading better than I am. And let's hope that none of us are actually going on tilt. That's what I have for you. Love you all. Peace.